welcome to Digital Champions TV, where we speak with the top leaders and trendsetters in advertising and marketing. I'm Greg Kirkham, and today we're joined by Kent Lewis, the founder of Anvil Unlimited and pdxMindShare, based in Portland, Oregon. Welcome, Kent.
Thanks for having me, Greg. It's a pleasure to be here.
Kent, your journey began as the editor-in-chief of Anvil. How did this experience shape your approach in digital marketing and the founding of Anvil Unlimited and pdxMindShare? I've got to know.
Well, thanks for asking. I didn't set out to be an editor. I didn't even set out to be a digital marketer, but I found an opportunity to transition from a very brief career in public relations to a sister agency that was building websites. I didn't even know what to call it back in 1995. And so by 96, I transitioned over from doing high-tech PR to figuring out what SEO, search engine optimization, was. And back then that was 14 search engines, none of which were Google. And as I was researching, trying to figure out how to be a marketer online, I found a bunch of great information. There were no conferences or books or any of that sort of thing. So I started sharing that information through a weekly email newsletter, and I decided to brand it as Anvil Media based on my employer at the time had a similar name. And I thought I would stay with them for many years. I stayed with them for 18 months, went on to the next agency, and I've been at a total of 10 agencies, and 6 of those I had a digital role in. And one of them I ran myself, my own agency, for 22 years.
Wonderful. And if there was one focus that you would say is where pdxMindShare and Anvil Unlimited are primarily focused on, what would you say each of those would be focused on?
Well, to actually finish answering your question, I realized I didn't totally do that. But when I started becoming a publisher, it was just to share great information that I was finding with others that had very little other alternative resources on digital marketing. And when I launched pdxMindShare in 1999, a couple of years later, I was just trying to share with my network how to be a more effective professional. It wasn't digital marketing specific. It was just Portland area professionals. And so pdxMindShare now, because it's mostly digital, is a 12,000 member LinkedIn group. There's a Facebook group. There's articles and webinars and blog posts on our website, pdxMindShare.com. But that was just my give back to the Portland community. I knew one person when I moved from Seattle to Portland, my cousin. Now I have this huge, very fruitful network in Portland because of what I learned and what I shared through pdxMindShare. And Anvil Unlimited is just me carrying through my 3rd chapter as a longtime digital marketer and former agency owner. Was a little bit of consulting around digital marketing, a lot of speaking and writing on it as a thought leader. And it just gives me a shingle under which to do some of that work. And I still love digital marketing, but I also love helping people build their careers. And my 3rd chapter is really helping agency owners and business owners really crack that employee engagement and retention challenge. It's the nut that I struggled to crack myself as a longtime owner and business operator. And I'm learning a lot more in my exit than I did while I was owner.
Yeah, that retention facet of any agency is, well, it's a hard nut to crack, right? Unless you get that down. So now it sounds like you're really helping agency owners really dial in how to be able to focus on that. What other services would you say that you focus on to be able to help them reinforce some of their offerings and some of their capabilities?
Well, yeah, great question. What I would say, of course, ignore the phone call in the background. I don't usually get phone calls. But basically, I've found that there's a couple of challenges with running an agency. There's 2 challenges. One is employees, the other is clients. So if you can alleviate those 2 challenges, you're in good shape. And I got pretty good at landing clients and holding on to them pretty well. But my challenge was finding talented digital marketers when I don't really trust the education opportunities that are out there, and the degrees in digital marketing. So I was an adjunct professor for 20 years to do that for myself, and I found that's so finding them is one thing, and holding on to them and developing is another. And that's where I've helped a bunch of businesses in and outside of the agency world, and it's really been quite fun.
Beautiful. Yeah, it sounds as though you are really helping to crack the code for a lot of these agencies in their growth and their development, and then also focusing on really making sure that you're providing high quality services, not only you, but the agencies themselves.
Yeah. I mean, just to give you an example, I found that going from 22-year owner and operator to employee for 14 months is as long as I lasted. I found that the acquiring agency was well intended. They were actually great at keeping my clients, but they struggled with keeping my employees. And a lot of that was me realizing that there's just one or two things you need to do, which is prioritize your employees over everything else, which sounds both easy and scary, but just listening and caring and showing that you care. So for instance, a career roadmap, we call it IDP, individual development plan. What is your trajectory from the day you start to the day you retire at this organization? What does that look like? And making sure that that trajectory is aligned with the business's goals as well, because you have to make money in a business or it becomes a nonprofit and you go out of business. So how do you create alignment between ownership, management, and the employee? And a roadmap does that. And that's what we had at Anvil, my former agency, and I found lacking almost in most companies I present my workshop to. They don't have a really defined roadmap beyond the first 90 days of employment.
Thank you, Kent, for sharing your expertise and perspectives with us today. To connect with Anvil Unlimited and pdxMindShare, and to learn more about Kent Lewis, visit digitalchampionstv.com. We're working with agencies to be able to scale them and grow them and provide them services that would cost them way more than it would for them to do it themselves. As an agency owner, you need the support of other people to really be able to serve your clients better and be able to provide them with services that they're going to not only want to purchase for the first time, but they're going to want to continue purchasing over the long haul. So it includes anything from video production all the way to web design, SEO, video content, and then also lead generation, social media, the works. What we do is we take a hands-on approach with our clientele to be able to help you be successful, help you grow, help you really dial in who you are as an agency, and help you focus more on those core values that you want within your business. We're not just a white label agency, we're a consultancy. And because we have scaled multiple agencies, we've worked with hundreds of clients, we know what it takes to be able to grow the business.